We have to make them understand that corruption somewhere is not somebody else's business. And we are the ones who are hurting. Who are the ones who are losing out in a variety of ways. In an educated way, we must reach out to people. These campaigns are required. These are non-party issues. These are issues to awaken India, to transform India. And we require a first-rate think tank and advocacy center. You take the United States, this healthcare debate for 1 year, it was an intense debate. And even now the debate is not over. I'm sure it's going to go to the next congressional elections and eventually American system will decide what they want. But it's their concern. But in India, there's no debate at all on education or healthcare or rule of law or infrastructure or something else. There simply is no deep understanding and awareness. Public policy is very muddled. We cannot have it that. Loksatta has enormous expertise, but we must institutionalize that so that there can be longevity to this. People can utilize this knowledge and generate new knowledge. And based on evidence and logic, we can articulate the kind of policies that India needs. So you can choose a menu of options, but we have to act. Because if we don't act, as a country, we will miss the opportunity once again. And you have created a superb launching pad for Indians. Change is inevitable when status quo is unsustainable. You and I don't have to really worry about whether or not change will come. It will definitely come. The issue is what kind of change. You know, about 20 years ago, in the then Soviet Union, there was a very common story told everywhere. In front of a ration shop, I believe hundreds of people were queuing on a bitter, biting St. Louis winter morning. Moscow winter actually is much colder than St. Louis winter. I'm sure you're aware of that. So these people were waiting for a few crumbs of bread. They waited and waited endlessly, but there was no bread in sight. One young man lost his temper after 2 hours and said, I'm sick and tired of this. It's supposed to be a superpower that will decimate the whole world several times over. But we're not getting bread here. I'll go and kill the General Secretary in Chennai. He stormed off in protest. All the others are waiting patiently still. This young man came back after 2 hours. They all gathered around him and asked him, what happened? We still haven't got bread. Have you killed the General Secretary? Is there a riot in Chennai? Can you not rob this store and take this bread home? Tell us, please, what happened? He said, what killing the General Secretary? I went there to kill him. But there was a much longer queue waiting there. This story was recounted in every single household of the then Soviet Union. People laughed harmlessly, but they did not act. They thought somehow a miracle change will happen. In 1991, change happened, but exactly the wrong kind of change. A nation was dismembered. It broke up into 15 fragments. An economy collapsed. A civilization was in ruins. Change cannot be stopped. Change will happen anyway. The issue is not any kind of change, but what kind of change we want. Our ability, our intellect, our ingenuity, our collective effort are about finding the right trajectory for change. And if we do the right things in the next few years, I'm absolutely certain that India will fulfill her destiny. We'll get the right kind of change we just take note of. It doesn't mean all problems will go over. 25 or 30 years later, in this temple in St. Louis, I'm sure another group of Indians will sit here and lament about some of the problems of India and discuss the solutions. I have no problem with that. All I want is they should not discuss the current problems. Let's solve these problems for now. Let them have their own set of problems in the next generation. Let them solve them. Because human kind I ask of you to play a creative role without in any way undermining your personal lives and professional lives. We can combine our personal lives with public good. And it doesn't matter whether you're an Indian citizen or American citizen, because you can take an Indian out of India, but you cannot take India out of an Indian. All of you must play that role, irrespective of whether or not you are Indian or American in terms of passports. And for those who are Indian citizens, we are working very hard to get the NRIs the voting rights, and I'm reasonably confident that during the current term of the Parliament, we will get a law giving the NRIs the voting rights. And we can do a lot more. There's a lot to be done, and fast. My appeal to all of you is, You have shown tremendous enthusiasm across caste, region, religion, and language. The only request I have of the people in the United States of Indian origin is, when people in this country or across the world, they look at you, they don't look at a Telugu or Tamil or a Andhra or Telangana or a Hindu or a Muslim or a Kama or a Reddy or a Tana or Ata. They only look at Indians. The only identity you have that's worthy of respect is that you are Indian in origin. Celebrate that, unify the society, look at the great stakes and the tremendous opportunities and the window that's available and the stakes involved. If you don't do it now, we'll pay a heavy price of the country. And let's go do it. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
All your valuable inputs. It's our privilege to have you here today. Our friends will have a break for 5 minutes. And if you have any questions, we have a question form in your sign-up kit. And if you want to make any donations, there is a donation form included in there. And if you have any feedbacks also, there is a suggestion form that is included in there. You can put in your suggestions in there. And we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
After 5 minutes, we will reconvene for the Q&A session. There are a lot of questions that have come up, so we have categorized them by topic. We will call out your names. So please remember your questions, what you wrote on the sheet of paper. We will give you a microphone, you will ask your questions. I don't want to sound like I'm a rule maker or anything. Provided you keep your